So after that, I took another flight from London to Edinburgh, and that was a really short flight. It was only about 1 hour. And when I landed, I didn't know what to expect. I know that Kelsey is my Scottish friend, my connection in Scotland. We had decided to meet in the airport. And the plane was about half an hour late. So I was hoping that she would be there by then. She had explained that she had to do something with a friend and that she might be late. Figured, okay, now we're on time. So I get off the plane. I go down to the area where people were being welcomed and look very carefully for her. And for some reason, I was under the impression that she was going to be wearing green. I could have sworn she told me this, but apparently she doesn't even own anything that's green. Anyway, so I start looking around, and there's this huge sign for someone named Myra. Immediately I felt jealous, and I was like, fuck Myra.
Don't look at my feet, don't do it.
I'm filming.
Oh.
That's alright.
Still don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look at your feet.
Keep not
What was I
looking at
saying? Yeah, I'm not. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, I couldn't find Kelsey. So I start scrutinizing everyone in green. For some reason. I don't know.
I don't own any green.
Like I said, she doesn't own any green. I don't know where I got that idea from. I could have sworn you said that you were going to be wearing something putrid green because you default to ugly in order to deal with situations, stress.
I do, I'm always ugly, but I don't
You
own
don't
green.
own green. Alright.
I'm ugly in other ways.
Fair enough. So, I'm looking at every girl who's wearing green, and it was weird. I noticed when I look at people, they didn't immediately look away from me. They looked at me, and I just looked back at them. It was a look. It was a look. You know, growing up in Montreal and even in Ontario, you look at someone, they dart away. It's the, oh no, we're looking. Let's not look anymore. But it didn't happen here. It sort of felt like they were checking me out. I figured maybe they were just scared for me because I'm brown. So there was a lot of running around. I waited around the airport for a good half hour.
Half an hour?
No, or inside the airport for a good half hour. One, because I couldn't find my luggage. And two, because I was walking around the international flights and the domestic flights. I didn't see any Kelsey, and all the girls that I scrutinized in green were not Kelsey. Although there was this one girl who I thought could have been Kelsey, because she kept looking at me almost in an equivalent scrutinizing manner. It wasn't her though. And then I went outside. I waited there for between 20 minutes and half an hour by the blue buses, because I was instructed to take a blue bus to the end. Kelsey's muttering.
Sorry.
It's alright. I didn't see anyone, so I went back in. I rechecked domestic flights, international flights, thinking maybe someone got lost. Nothing. Went back outside. Went back inside. I did this a lot, by the way. I did the whole circle thing. And then finally, I went to the internet. I exchanged Canadian dollars for British pounds, and I was on the internet, which costs £1 for 10 minutes, and I panicked. I tried searching everywhere. I tried. Kelsey had given me her cell phone number, which I had attempted to message. No response. I wasn't even sure if my cell phone was working. I emailed her. I sent her Facebook messages. I sent messages to anyone else who was on Facebook. I don't know why. I guess I was just happy that people I knew existed. And then I couldn't find her. So I left again. I decided this time I would take the blue bus to the end, which we had discussed. I figured, okay, maybe we were supposed to meet at the end there. So I take the bus. I bought the ticket from a very nice Scottish girl who didn't sound very Scottish at all. And I got to the end of it, and there was no Kelsey. I continued to scrutinize everyone in green. I don't know why, I was just used to doing it by now. And then I walked around. I did a bit of a circle thing where I was by Waverly Station. So I checked up and down the tour buses and the airport buses. I went to the other side. And I think by this time it was 2 hours and a half after the time we were supposed to meet. So I panicked. And I started asking everyone where I could get a Wi-Fi connection or an internet cafe. Most of these people didn't know. I asked clerks at restaurants. I asked passers-by. I even asked the police who were walking by, and they didn't know. In the end, I walked into this little area, and it was a flight booking, traveling area, and I asked if they knew where I could find an internet cafe, and they said, well, yeah, it's actually right across from where they were. And the woman said, you can also go to Starbucks, but it's Starbucks. And she made that face, and I laughed, and I said, I like that face you made. And she giggled. And anyway, it was a moment. I left.